Yes, good evening to all. Today is Wednesday, the Dhamma reading session, Dhamma understanding session. We start the session with reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. We can all recite together for Namo Tassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham dhammam sangam namasami. Yes. Today we will be reading from the continuation of last sutta which we were reading, that is Majjhima Nikāya 9, and we will be reading from the transcription of Bhante Vimalaramsi. And these are all are available in our dhammasukha.org website, which is called as Sutta Index. Last time we have read up to page number 8 of Majjhima Nikāya 9. We'll continue reading from that. Yes, I think this is the same thing which it has opened directly. Good. Yes, we will read from this. And what is suffering? What is the origination of suffering? What is the cessation of suffering? What is the way leading to the cessation of suffering? Birth is suffering, aging is suffering, sickness is suffering, death is suffering, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair are suffering. Not to obtain what one wants is suffering. In short, the 5 aggregates affected by clinging are suffering. If Bhante Vimalaramsi, if the aggregates are not affected by clinging, that's not suffering. What's clinging? Analyzing. Section 16. And what is the origin of suffering? It is craving which brings renewal of being, is accompanied by delight and lust, and delights in this and that, that is craving for sensual pleasures, craving for being, and craving for non-being. This is called the origin of suffering. And what is the cessation of suffering? It is a reminderless fading away and ceasing, the giving up, relinquishing, letting go, and rejecting of that same craving. This is called the cessation of suffering. And what is the way leading to the cessation of suffering? It is just this Noble Eightfold Path, Bhante Vimalaramsi. And I'm not going to read through it again. This is called the way leading to the cessation of suffering. When a noble disciple has thus understood suffering, the origin of suffering, the cessation of suffering, and the way leading to the cessation of suffering, he here and now makes an end of suffering. In that way, to a noble disciple, he is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. Bhante Vimalaramsi. Now we start to get into the dependent origination, and this is real interesting because he only goes from aging and death backwards to ignorance. So, what he is saying is right view is a cessation of suffering, aging and death. Saying, good friend, the monks delighted and rejoiced in the Venerable Sariputta's word. Then they may ask him a further question. But, friend, Might there be another way in which a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma? There might be friends. When friends, a noble disciple understands aging and death, the origin of aging and death, the cessation of aging and death, and the way leading to the cessation of aging and death, in that way is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. And what is aging and death? What is the origin of aging and death? What is the cessation of aging and death? What is the way leading to cessation of aging and death? The aging of beings in various orders of beings, their old age, brokenness of teeth, grayness of hair, wrinkling of skin, decline of life, weakness of faculties, this is called aging. The passing of beings out of the various orders of beings, their passing away, dissolution, disappearance, dying, completion of time, dissolution of the aggregates, laying down of the body, this is called death. So this aging and death are what is called aging and death. With the arising of birth, there is a arising of aging and death. With the cessation of birth, there is a cessation of aging and death. The way leading to the cessation of aging and death is just this Noble Eightfold Path. When a noble disciple has thus understood aging and death, the origin of aging and death, the cessation of aging and death, the way leading to the cessation of aging and death, he here and now makes an end of suffering. In that way, too, a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. Bhante Vimalaramsi. Moment to moment, there's birth, death. There's the arising and then there is a passing away. Moment to moment, everything is in a state of flux. Everything is changing. When you see dependent origination, you are seeing the Four Noble Truths in every one of these different links. You are seeing the cause of all these beings, and the cause is the one closest to it. Like aging and death is generally the last stage of dependent origination, but the cause of aging and death is birth. If there is no birth, there is no aging and death. Okay? Yes. Saying, good friend, the monks delighted and rejoiced in the Venerable Sariputta word. Then they asked him a further question. But, friend, might there be another way in which a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma? There might be friends. When friends, a noble disciple understands birth, the origin of birth, the cessation of birth, the way leading to the cessation of birth, is that way he is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. And what is birth? What is the origin of birth? What is the cessation of birth? What is the way leading to the cessation of birth? The birth of beings in various orders of beings, their coming to birth, perception in a form, generation, manifestation of aggregates, obtaining the base for contact, this is called birth. With the arising of being, there is arising of birth. With the cessation of being, there is cessation of birth. The way leading to cessation of birth is just this Noble Eightfold Path. When a noble disciple has thus understood birth, the origin of birth, the cessation of birth, and the way leading to the cessation of birth, he here and now makes an end of suffering. In that way, too, a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. So, you see, if there is no birth, there is no aging and death. If there is no being, there is no birth. There is no aging and death. Yes. We'll just recapitulate what we were reading. Basically, Bante has started the discussion. Like what today's section, which we were discussing, was about the Four Noble Truths. That is, there is suffering, there is origination of suffering, there is cessation of suffering, and there is a way leading to the cessation of suffering. And here, Bante, in Sutta, it is explained about birth is suffering, aging is suffering, and there is suffering in the life. And and we know in our twin practice the craving part, the one thing which we observe and we relax in every 6 hour process when we do. The origination of suffering is craving. It is a tightness or tension present in our mind. And the what is the cessation? Is like releasing this craving part is cessation of suffering. And here in next session, in what they have considered is they have considered dependent origination, and they have read this dependent origination in with the all the four noble truths. Like they have started with the aging and death, and they have they have analyzed what is aging and death. There is aging and death. There is the origination of aging and death. There is cessation of aging and death. There is a way leading to the cessation of aging and death. In this way, it has been analyzed. And similarly, what is aging and death? It was clearly explained here. And similarly, in this sutta, it has been explained about birth. And Bhante is saying that every moment there is a birth and death. There is a arising and passing away. And everything is changing. And what Bhante is emphasizing is we can see this dependent origination in all the four noble truths. And finally, Bhante said, if there is no birth, there is no aging and death. And similarly, another question of birth. And it was said that if there is no birth, means there is no aging and death. If there is no being, there is no birth, and there is no aging and death. Yes, I think Chaya Madam has joined. Madam, would you like to read from here?
You want? Should I start reading?
Yes, madam. From here you can start.
Just one more. Okay. So from 28, correct?
Yes, correct, madam.
And, saying, good friend, the monks delighted and rejoiced in the venerable Sariputta's words. Then they asked him a further question. But friend, might there be another way in which a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma? There might be, friends. 29. When friends, a noble disciple understands being, the origin of being, the cessation of being, and the way leading to the cessation of being. In that way, he is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. 30th. And what is being? What is the origin of being? What is the cessation of being? What is the way leading to the cessation of being? There are these three kinds of beings: sense sphere being, fine material being, and immaterial being. Bhante Vimalaramsi. Now, what he's talking about is having a physical body as a human body. A fine material realm is the heavenly realm, the Deva Lokas, the Brahma Lokas, the hell realms, the Asura realms. Animal realm is part of the physical being too. So that's what he's calling being. And now, one of the causes of being is your choice at the moment that something arises, whether you indulge in it and have it come back over and over again and again. That is reacting. Or you respond by seeing a distraction, opening up and letting it go. Okay? Majjhima Nikāya. With the arising of clinging, there is arising of being. With the cessation of clinging, there is the cessation of being. The way leading to the cessation of being is just this Noble Eightfold Path. 31. When a noble disciple has thus understood being, the origin of being, the cessation of being, and the way leading to the cessation of being. He, here and now, makes an end of suffering. In that way, too, a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. Bhante Vimalaramsi. So, if being doesn't arise, then birth doesn't arise. If birth doesn't arise, old age and death don't arise. Majjhima Nikāya, clinging. 32. Saying, good friends, the monks delighted and rejoiced in Venerable Sariputta's words. Then they asked him a further question. But, friend, might there be another way in which a noble disciple, one of right view, and has arrived at this true Dhamma? There might be, friends. Bhante Vimalaramsi. I love that. Majjhima Nikāya 33. When friends, a noble disciple understands clinging, the origin of clinging, the cessation of clinging, and the way leading to the cessation of clinging. In that way, he is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. And what is clinging? What is the origin of clinging? And what is the cessation of clinging? What is the way leading to the cessation of clinging? There are four kinds of clinging: clinging to sensual pleasures, clinging to views, Bhante Vimalaramsi analyzing, clinging to rules and observances, rites and rituals, and clinging to a doctrine self. Now, this is all thinking about all of these different things. So, instead of saying clinging, let's change that and read it again. There are four kinds of thinking: thinking of sensual pleasures, thinking of views, thinking about rules and observances, and thinking about the doctrine of self. Majjhima Nikāya. With the arising of craving, there is the arising of clinging. With the cessation of craving, there is the cessation of craving. The way leading to the cessation of clinging is just this Noble Eightfold Path. 35. So, when a noble disciple has thus understood clinging, the origin of clinging, the cessation of clinging, and the way leading to the cessation of clinging, he here and now makes an end of suffering. In that way, too, a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. Bhante Vimalaramsi. So, if there is no clinging, there is no being. Don't have to make a choice anymore. There is no being, there is no birth. If there is no birth, there is no aging and death. Majjhima Nikāya, Craving. 36. Saying, good friend, the monks delighted and rejoiced in Venerable Sariputta's words. Then they asked him a further question. But, friend, might there be another way in which a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma? There might be, friends. 37. When, friends, a noble disciple understands craving, the origin of craving, the cessation of craving, and the way leading to the cessation of craving. In that way, he is one of right view. Sorry, something just came up on the screen. And what is craving? What is the cessation of craving? What is the way leading to the cessation of craving? There are six classes of craving: craving for forms, craving for sounds, craving for odors, craving for flavors, craving for tangibles, craving for mind objects. With the arising of feeling, there is the arising of craving. With the cessation of feeling, there is the cessation of craving. The way leading to the cessation of craving is just this noble eightfold path. When a noble disciple has thus understood craving, the origin of craving, the cessation of craving, and the way leading to the cessation of craving, he here and now makes an end of suffering. In that way, too, a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. Bhante Vimalaramsi. So every time one of the sense door arises, there's feeling and then there's craving. And what is the craving? It manifests as tightness, it manifests as tension in your body, it manifests as identification with whatsoever sense door arises. This is me, this is mine, this is who I am. Now you notice it said something about mind objects as being one of the sense doors. So that means every time there's a thought, right after that thought, there's a feeling, and then the craving arises. The only way you have the cessation of craving is by opening up and allowing it to be, and relaxing and letting go of that tightness, that manifestation of craving. And you've heard me say it many times before, when you let go of that tightness, you feel open, and then your mind takes a little step down and becomes very calm. There's no thoughts, there's only pure awareness. And you bring that pure awareness back to your object of meditation. And this is the major difference between one pointed concentration and tranquility. One pointed concentration, you can let go of one of the six sense doors, but immediately you come back to your object of meditation. It doesn't matter if it's moment to moment concentration or absorption concentration. You do it in the same way. So, uh, so you are bringing back, so you are bring back this subtle ego belief and craving back to your object of meditation. Because of that one small thing, it will stop anyone from attaining Nibbana, the true Nibbana, the supramundane Nibbana. Just by letting go of that little tightness, that little tension, and relaxing and bringing that pure mind back to your object of meditation, that opens the way for you to have a completely unattached mind. And with that unattached mind, Nibbana can occur. And it can occur at any time once you start getting into the jhanas. But that subtle letting go is absolutely necessary, because that's where the manifestation of I am that starts. That's why when you have so many different people that might be brilliant meditators start talking about the ego, and they always talk about you got to let it go. They are talking in general terms and such gross terms, and people have such a different idea of ego is. Ego is the thing that binds everything together and causes all of the suffering. It manifests as craving. So, opening and letting go, not continually opening and letting go. If that tightness doesn't go away, just one time you are distracted, let go, relax one time, come back to your object of meditation, because you weren't able to let it go. You will bounce back and forth with this until you do let it go. And when you do let it go, then your mind becomes more clear, more bright, and you go deeper into your meditation. The practice of loving kindness is really brilliant because when there's radiating loving kindness and you are staying on the object of meditation with interest, there's no tightness, there's no tensions, there's only the opening up and expanding. But as soon as there's little bit of disturbance and that little sneaky tension and tightness comes up first, and then it starts causing all the other things to arise. Now you have to work until you can let it go and get back to this pure state. There is no other way. And this is the teaching of the Buddha. This is why it is such an incredibly brilliant way of mental development. And that's how you start following the Noble Eightfold Path completely by getting into the jhanas. The last factor in the Eightfold Path is always translated as right concentration, but it makes me cringe using that word because it's so misunderstood. You're developing a kind of concentration, but it's a tranquil concentration. It's not one pointed. The thing that makes concentration one pointed is bringing back that subtle ego tightness and belief back to your object of meditation. And then your mind goes very deep, but it also suppresses a big part of your personality. With the tranquility meditation, the opening and relaxing, let it go. There is no suppression of anything. There is only complete loving acceptance and openness and complete relaxation in your body. And with that, the mind, that pure mind that's not clouded by any kind of disturbance, that is how you will be able to experience Nibbana, the supramundane Nibbana. So, if you don't have any craving, then you won't have any clinging. And if you don't have any clinging, then there's no being. And without any being, there is no birth and there's no death and old age. So, you can see how this is the right view because you have the Four Noble Truths with each of these different parts of dependent origination. And dependent origination is the Four Noble Truths. On the night that the Buddha became enlightened, and the next day he sat going forward only with dependent origination, and he sat going backwards only with dependent origination. And then he went forward and backward until he understood it well. This is the thing that when Ananda came to him one day, he said, "Ah, dependent origination. It's so simple. It's so easy to understand." The Buddha scolded him and he said, "This is not easy to understand. This is not simple. It takes a Buddha to come into existence to refine the subtleness of the way the mind and the body works. It takes a Buddha mind to be able to see it so clearly and then be able to explain it to other people. And with that explanation, many people become enlightened."
Yes, it's very good for reading. Thank you, madam. Really, this last paragraph, like last paragraph, which Bhante Vimalaramsi has emphasized. Bhante has covered almost all aspects of our practice, like the differences between one-pointed concentration with the open, tranquil awareness jhanas. And particularly, Bhante has emphasized that when we apply the relaxed step in our meditation practice, we when we relax, we bring back our mind to a pure awareness, and we bring that pure awareness mind with the object of meditation, where we develop the true awareness. like tranquil collectedness, we can say it, and very nicely explained by Bante in each and every step. Chaya madam, do you want to add anything?
It's a very beautifully, very well presented and very well explained in detail. So I was just feeling we need to revisit this page again and again and read it so that even links of dependent origination are broken up and explained so well that if we reread this, it gets um, I mean, it just reminds us again and again of uh, being aware of the dependent origination. So, if you could share the thing, I would love to reread this again in my own silence and slowly,
Yes, I
stepwise.
have shared that link in our chat. You can find,
Okay,
madam.
great. Yeah. Thank you so much for that.
Yes, yes. Sindhu, would you like to read?
Yes. Majjhima Nikāya, feelings, saying, "Good friend," the monks delighted and rejoiced in Venerable Sariputta's words. Then they asked him a further question. But, friend, might there be another way in which a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma? There might be friends. When friends, a noble disciple understands feeling, the origin of feeling, the cessation of feeling, and the way leading to the cessation of feeling. In that way, he is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. And what is feeling? What is the origin of feeling? What is the cessation of feeling? What is the way leading to the cessation of feeling? There are these 6 classes of feeling: feeling born of eye contact, feeling born of ear contact, feeling born of nose contact, feeling born of tongue contact, feeling born of body contact, feeling born of mind contact. With the arising of contact, there is arising of feeling. With the cessation of contact, there is cessation of feeling. The way leading to the cessation of feeling is just this Noble Eightfold Path. When a noble disciple has thus understood feeling, the origin of feeling, the cessation of feeling, and the way leading to the cessation of feeling, he here and now makes an end of suffering. In that way, too, a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. Bhante Vimalaramsi. So, with each one of the sense doors, there is a feeling that arises. Right after that, craving arises, real close, and right after that, right on its heels, is that tension, that tightness, the tension that arises in the mind. That's what I have been calling the I like, I don't like mind. And right after that, there is thinking about all of the reasons you like that or don't like that. And therein lies the analyzing again. We have to let all of that go. You want to be able to have such strong interest on your object of meditation that you can see a feeling start to arise. And when it arises, you can let go of it right then. And then there is no tension and there is no tightness. So, this is starting to give you more and more an idea of the subtleness that I am trying to teach you. This is not any gross state. There is very, very subtle movement of mind. And the more interest you take with your object of meditation, the more clearly you will be able to see that feeling arise. And when you see that feeling arise, you let go and allow, and your mind will just stay with your object of meditation. There won't be distraction, and this is how you purify your mind. Okay, now we get to contact. Contact. Saying, "Good friend," the monks delighted and rejoiced in the Venerable Sariputta's word. When they asked him a further question, "But, friend, might there be another way in which a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived in this true Dhamma?" There might be, friend. When, friends, a noble disciple understands contact, the origin of contact, the cessation of contact, and the way leading to the cessation of contact, in that way he is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. And what is contact? What is the origin of contact? What is the cessation of contact? What is the way leading to the cessation of contact? There are these 6 classes of contact: eye contact, ear contact, nose contact, tongue contact, body contact, mind contact. With the arising of the sixfold base, there is the arising of contact. With the cessation of sixfold base, there is the cessation of contact. The way leading to the cessation of contact is just this Noble Eightfold Path. When a noble disciple has thus understood contact, the origin of contact, the cessation of contact, and the way leading to the cessation of contact, he here and now makes an end of suffering. In that way, too, a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. The sixfold base, saying, "Good friend," the monks delighted and rejoiced in the Venerable Sariputta's words. Then they asked him a further question: "But, friend, might there be another way in which a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma?" There might be, friends. When, friends, a noble disciple understands the sixfold base, the origin of sixfold base, the cessation of sixfold base, and the way leading to the cessation of sixfold base, in that way he is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. And what is the sixfold base? What is the origin of sixfold base? What is the cessation of sixfold base? What is the way leading to the cessation of sixfold base? There are these 6 bases: the eye base, the ear base, the nose base, the tongue base, the body base, the mind base. With the arising of mentality materiality, there is the arising of sixfold base. With the cessation of mentality materiality, there is the cessation of sixfold base. The way leading to the cessation of sixfold base is just this Noble Eightfold Path. When a noble disciple has thus understood the sixfold base, the origin of sixfold base, the cessation of the sixfold base, and the way leading to the cessation of sixfold base, he here and now makes an end of suffering. In that way, too, a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. Mentality materiality, saying, "Good friend," the monks delighted and rejoiced in the Venerable Sariputta's words. Then they asked him a further question: "But, friend, might there be another way in which a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at the true Dhamma, at this true Dhamma?" There might be, friends. When, friends, a noble disciple understands mentality materiality. Bhante Vimalaramsi. Now, mentality materiality, that is, the external object and the sixfold base together. So you understand this is a cup. You see that because your eyes are in good working order. You see color and form, and then perception arises, and you see it as a cup. But at this stage, you are just seeing it as a color and form.
Thank you, Sindhu. It's really like a recapitalization of dependent organization. Like we are covering mentality, materiality, sixfold base, contact, feeling, and there was a craving. Like it is a remembering of ourselves that seeing in last one thing Bhante Vimalaramsi has clearly indicated that if we see with interest with the object of meditation, we can see how a subtle mind can move. It was very clearly explained. Sindhu, would you like to add anything? It's fine. Yes, Chaya madam, do you want to say anything? Gopinath sir, Paul sir?
Hello.
Yes, sir. How are you,
I can
sir?
hear. Fine, thank you. I am attending Kalimbong retreat on first.
Oh, great. Great, sir. Nice to hear, sir. Good.
Darjeeling is a good place.
Yes, yes. That is good place, sir. Very nice place. I too attended 2 times at Kalimpong, sir. It is very good. The Bada Institute.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
very good location, sir. And
Ah.
temperatures are also very good, sir. Nice to
Darjeeling,
hear.
it is in Darjeeling only, no?
No, no, sir. It is from Bagdogra, it is 3 hours. Darjeeling is a different route, sir.
Achha, okay. So how far
Kalimpong
is
is
it
different.
Darjeeling from there?
Need to check, sir. It may take around 4 5 hours, I guess so.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes. I think we can share the merit. We can read all along.
Okay.
May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they long protect Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thanking you all, wishing all happiness.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you
Yes,
so much for
bye.
bringing up such good reads that we are. It brings us more and more interested in the practice also. When we read, it brings more interest in the practice. Thank you for
Correct.
bringing this up. Yes.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.